Big, jaw-dropping, incredible, great news tonight as Mitch McConnell is in, Steve Mnuchin out as the chief negotiator for your second stimulus check and stimulus package on behalf of the Republicans. And it will be first item of business this coming Monday with Mitch McConnell working over the weekends on your second stimulus package to get it done right away, as quickly as possible. And Mitch, by all accounts, does quick things and has passed legislation in hours, not even days. This is amid incredible push to get stimulus out from the Federal Reserve in comments made today. It's getting really, really good, and it's just starting, and this is Evenings LALATE. Good evening, everybody. Everything is changing, and everything is changing really quickly and very good. I mean, not just good, great. It's absolutely insane. Stimulus is coming to you. Wall Street says it's coming to you. Federal Reserve says it needs to come to you. Mitch McConnell says it's going to come to you. And now we know that Mitch McConnell is the number one person in the Republican Party pushing to get it done next week. Wow. Let's sit back and enjoy the evening because this is going to be an incredible, great broadcast. I'm so glad that you joined me. Go to the Fun's channel, subscribe because no one's getting you through this pandemic better than I am. Keeping it lighthearted and easy breezy early mornings, then festive midday on holidays LALATE, which you'll see some of the set from the Reef today's recording behind me. It's now on the set, and I'll detail more about that tomorrow. And then midday, keeping it hard to the core to get you money, and evenings, bringing it all home. And tonight, could there be a live broadcast? Wow. There's a time to subscribe, and it's now. Make this channel, help this channel get 1,000 subscribers a day, and let's get going. Also, like this video because you aren't going to fall off your seat. You're going to be on the edge of the seat this entire broadcast. Trust me. In this broadcast, I will be going over why COVID-19 cases are not at 120,000, but allegedly at 500,000 per day. Excuse me? Yes. So at least 500,000. Then I will be going over Mitch. Mitch is the new boss in town, the number one Republican in town, and will be taking over the stimulus negotiations for you, for the Republicans, and will be putting it to a bill and to a vote next week. He says first item of business for the Senate will be stimulus. And when is that? This Monday. This Monday. Then I'll be detailing what you should expect for Monday, and I'll be focusing on that $800 billion of CARES Act 1 money that's still sitting around that the president did not want to do for executive orders. Well, we're not forgetting about that money. It's still sitting there. It's like, hey, guy, here I am. Don't let me go to waste at the casino. She does use me and abuse me. Send me out a stimulus. And then finally, I'll be going over fast. How quickly could you get this stimulus? Spoiler, really fast. All right, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here tonight is that COVID-19 cases across the country are at 120,000. I mean, it's just shocking. But even more shocking are the statements by former FDA head Scott Gottlieb in an interview tonight with CNBC. He says, well, that's the number of cases we know that individuals have been tested. He said he believes that the current number of infection cases are actually at least 500,000 new people per day. 500,000 new people per day in the United States are getting COVID-19, says Dr. Scott Gottlieb. Really shocking. Now, let's turn to Mitch. Mitch. Wow. This is the new improved and everything. Mitch McConnell, this coming Monday, will put your stimulus to the task. And his first item of business when the Senate resumes session this coming Monday will be getting out your stimulus. Finally, second stimulus package, hopefully enough to carry you into the third stimulus package period, the lockdown stimulus package period, and hopefully including all the deal provisions that you need. But we're on high alert because we are the purple power, that we want to ensure that everything that you are entitled to is in there, and I'll be going over that shortly. Mitch McConnell says that the stimulus needs to go out right away. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell testified for 2 days at the FOMC meeting and said that stimulus needs to go out right away. Meantime, the new jobs numbers came out today really good. Last week, the GDP number really good. And last week, the jobless claim number really good. But every time those numbers came out, stock market was down. Why? Because analysts said that that was based upon first stimulus and that ultimately we need stimulus right now. And that's what Jerome Powell said. Jerome Powell also gave us some assurance about our price escalation. We've been talking about a lot on this channel: gas, food, butter, eggs, and milk, how they've gone up so quickly. He says, don't worry, I'm not going to allow inflation to rise anymore. I'm keeping it intact. I'm keeping the inflation rate around zero, the interest rates around zero, and he is protecting that issue. So don't be worried about that. That's not going to run out of control. So what did Mitch say? I think it reinforces the argument that I've been making for the last few months that something smaller rather than another $3 trillion at this issue is more appropriate. And that's what Wall Street says is coming. Wall Street is adamant that stimulus is coming to you, but it won't be $3 trillion. It won't be $7.1 trillion, which every time I say that number, my eyes sort of just roll, because the $7 trillion was not even stimulus checks. It was doing potholes. Every time I heard that number, I don't like that number. It's just scary. Where are you spending all this money on? And so Mitch says it's imperative to act right now, because it could not be, the imperative to act right now could not be any greater. What's important to understand is that this is a big item for the Democrats. As you can imagine, they're still going to control the House, but we'll reach some type of agreement. It's not something that my side is fond of. He's referring to staying local. I'd like to see everyone do a little more skillfully than providing borrowed money for everyone regardless of their need. What he says is just writing out a big check for staying local doesn't make sense. And of course it doesn't make sense. That was the last thing that Steve Mnuchin had said to the Temple of Doom, is that when we do stay local, I'll give it to you if it's only for the citizens, only for you, that it lands in your pocket. Of course, she balked on it. He said it's a basic function of the government we haven't handled well in recent years, and we need another stimulus rescue package right now. Hopefully, the partisan passions that have prevented us from doing another rescue package will have subsided, and we will get it done. Tonight, he was applauded. We applaud Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell for calling on for enactment of pandemic relief during the lame duck session of Congress. American small business cannot afford for Congress to wait another 3 months to act. This is the U.S. Chamber of Commerce in a statement tonight. We stand ready to help Senator McConnell and all of Congress to get the much-needed legislation passed. A targeted package, along with lines proposed by bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, will help small families in the American economy recover and its desires to be enacted into law. What's important to understand is that, boy, it's going to move fast. It is going to move fast. So let me go over fast first, and then I'll go over that $800 billion. First is going to move very, very fast. Mitch McConnell historically has been a very fast legislator. He will go home on the weekend. I don't know if it's this weekend, but he has the potential to do it, and does not tell you he's going to do it because he's done that before. He can go home on the weekend, pull out that computer or that old typewriter, and he'll just write a 2,000-page bill, and it'll be done in 10 seconds. And he'll show up Monday. He's like, hey, here, I'm done. I have a bill. You have a bill? Yeah, I have a bill. And it will literally be done. He'll call up a few of his friends in the Senate and say, hey, I got the bill. Oh, yeah. Okay, ready to vote? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. And they will be done. It will be that quickly. So that is incredible, great news for you. It's absolutely categorical, incredible news. No more talking. Now we're walking. No, we're not walking. We're running. Now, the other thing that you have to be on focus about this is that you want to ensure that the provisions that are in Mitch's bill are correct. And you need to stay with me. I have a lot more coming up in this video. First, you have to ensure that Mitch gets everything that needs to be in there, and that you have to ensure that the period of coverage is correct. let me go over the deal items. First, you have to ensure that there's stimulus checks in there. You fully understand and you fully are informed, because you're viewers of my channel, that he has had a propensity in the past to say he's going to give you stimulus checks, and then when you look at the bill, it's not in there. Oh yeah, so we're gonna high alert about that one. FPUC, he's going to give you FPUC, and then hazard pay, maybe not, but he may give you hazard pay-ish grants, and then everything else. You know, unemployment benefits, rent, food, money, and all those type of things. You would presume they're in there. What would likely not be in there are the big ticket items: bail out of state and local for 5 years or 20 years or whatever that junk was. You know, salary raises for federal employees. All those things that should never have been in there won't be in there. So now let's go over the provision periods, and then finally I'll go over the numbers for how much stimulus per item. First, the provision periods. When we're talking about FPUC, when we're talking about unemployment, I need to remind you, because someone said last night, said in a private message, like, LLA, I thought we're still okay on weeks of benefits. I'm like, no, you're not. So you need to be on high alert on your weeks of benefits. UI has FPEUC providing you additional weeks of benefits. That's running out in December. PUA, gone in December. Hazard pay, never started and is never starting, and would also expire in December. Student loan forgiveness, expire in December. Expire in December. Eviction moratorium on a federal level expire in December. Then you have mortgage forbearance expire in December. You see how many things are expiring in December. So you need those to carry to the spring. You need these deal provisions to carry to March or April if it's to cover second and third stimulus. What's important to understand is that these people were very slow in getting the second stimulus package approved. They were very fast in getting the first and those other small stimulus packages approved. I mean, just a few weeks they got them done. But this one has been a real dragger. And so ultimately, I would like the second and third be together, so that when we understand the therapeutic and the vaccine for the virus are not out in February, we are safe and content because we still have coverage under the stimulus package until March or April. That's what I would like. Ultimately, they may not do that. They may stop the stimulus package at February or something and then say, okay, we'll do another one then if we have to. Retroactively, you have to ensure that everything goes retroactively enough. You know, FPUC expired in late July. It should go back to late July. Stimulus checks should go back to the period at which they stopped paying the stimulus checks. And then you have everything else. So now let's go over the deal provisions and that $800 billion of state and local. Let me start with that first. There's $800 billion of, it's not state and local, $800 billion of CARES Act 1 money. It's sitting at SBA. It's former PPP money. It was not used by the president for executive orders. So Mitch needs to repurpose that money. It's just sitting there. It's not, it will sit there for the next 30 years unless someone does something about it. You know, it's just sitting there. It's like, hi, use me. Come on. Here I am. You know, it has it has those things the guy at the airport on the tarmac is doing. It's like, to the left, to the right. Here I am. Direct me somewhere. And it's just like, okay, go get it, Mitch. Get that money and send it out as a stimulus check. That is $5,000 worth of a stimulus check. $800 billion calculates to about two $2,000 stimulus checks and one half of $1,000 stimulus check. A total of a $5,000 stimulus check is what $800 billion accounts for. Send it out, Mitch. What Mitch doesn't want to do is run up the new bill to $2 trillion. You got that? I got it. It's very clear. He would be fine with 1.5. He would do problem solvers 1.5. So the way you get around spending money, which he doesn't want to do, he doesn't want to spend new money, is you use money that's already been spent. The $800 billion has already been spent. It's already taken out of the Treasury. It's what's considered a tax upon the economy. It's when you're worried about deficit spending, it's already been spent. We're just using it for another purpose now. So you could take a $1.5 trillion problem solvers bill and say, okay, problem solvers bill said 2 stimulus checks, one now and one in March, $1,200 for all adults and I don't know what the children was in theirs, I forgot. But you say, okay, that's $2,400, one for now, one for now. But we'll also do a $5,000 stimulus check from that existing CARES Act 1 money. See how I try to protect you? It's so obvious. It's just absolutely obvious. You got to get him to do it. You got to push, Purple Power. Then let's talk about FPUC. FPUC, you have to be realistic with these people. First of all, it is not going to be $600 a week. It just, every time I say it, I just laugh. It's not going to be $600 a week. Mitch did have that 1 month when he was, eating too much lobster, in which he said, I'll give you $200 a week of FPUC. Come on, Mitch. No. So you have to make sure he gets you to 400. He would like to get you at the 300. Now, you can do 400. That's what the problem. Actually, the problem solvers bill said 450 for 8 weeks and 5 weeks of $600. If you get the problem solver's number and then do more weeks of it, that's really good. And ironically, Mitch and all his buddies that got reelected want to do the problem solvers bill. And Mitch himself wants to do a problem solvers bill. So just do the deal provisions of the problem solvers. Then you have hazard pay. Hazard pay would likely be a victim. Hazard pay may not manifest itself in the way that you would like it. I've been talking about that for 2 days. So anything that's a $10,000 lump in your hand, or a $20,000 drop in your pocket, or a $50,000 EIDL grant called the Lifeline Grant, not going to happen. But Mitch would give you other things, and those absolutely would happen. Rent aid, food aid, children aid, absolutely. And student and business aid, of course, but not $20,000, not $50,000, and rightfully so. And so with those numbers, you would come in at the problem solver's bill number or lower. That's how we do quick math. All right, let's get to some incredible questions and comments from yesterday's video. Kathy, everyone needs help and support at a time of need. Amen. Sharon, get my nightly dose of Purple Power positivity. Yes. Nanette, praying Purple Power for everyone. Yes. Antonio, por favor. Adiós a la gente. Please help the people. Did I do that well? Diane Blake, still here watching and coloring. Oh, coloring. What are you coloring? Ella Marie Entertainment. Good evening, Purple Power and Purple Power family. Hello. LaShonda Wyatt. I'm praying that we get the unemployment extra boost and stimulus check, Purple Power. Amen, LaShonda. Diane White, good evening to the Purple Power family. I pray you're doing all well. Lisa Wolf, they need to stop talking. Everyone had their chance. Mitch, just do it. Yes, Mitch, just do it. Lisa Wolf, they need to stop talking. Get it done. Mitch, just do it. Tonya, good evening, LA and Purple Power family. Good evening, Tonya. Jacqueline, hello, Purple Power. Juan Nunez, hi, LA. Hello, Juan. Mitch McConnell's promising second stimulus once again because he was reelected, thinking that Trump would be reelected. I will believe it when he says it when I get the money. No, we don't do that on this channel. I don't believe in doing it in my money. And no, I don't believe Mitch was betting upon Donald or Donald betting upon Mitch. I think they were their own people. Mitch focuses on Mitch really well. But what are we focusing on? One another and getting that stimulus relief. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below, and I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Also tonight is Purple Power. Don't miss tonight's recording of Purple Power. And join me tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Pacific Eastern Standard Time with 2 big recordings. You don't want to miss them. They're going to be big ones. Early mornings LALATE, followed by mornings LALATE at 8:30. Come on back in. Come back into the family. Let's get it going. I know you've been hearing a lot about the elections, and it's time to roll back in and get back on stimulus. Go to the front shelf, subscribe, because no one's going to protect you better and get you to the finish line. And also like this video. Coming up is all that and more. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay in that life for more.